Welcome back, guys. We're going into the second half of the first campaign of 3 here for this role-playing with Charity. Adam, what's going on?
Welcome back, everybody. We'll jump ahead with a little exposition to keep things moving. So after the attack on the inn, you're taken to a local shrine to Lathander, the god of light, and the priest that runs this the old priest that runs this temple, a priest named Latorma, he takes care of you while Mirak, while you recover and like regain consciousness, and you now have your beautiful still dripping cloak of bear.
Nice.
And so he tells you that these men they came to the village at nightfall, and that they when they learned that you were staying in the inn, that they lit the inn on fire, trying to get at you, and that they had no concern for all of the other innocent people that died in that inn. He doesn't mention the fact that obviously none of you had any concern for them either, but maybe he's just like taking a subtle dig at you in that regard. But Latorma tells you like that the villagers are all terrified, and they're afraid that these people are going to come back. Like more of them will come when they know that you're not dead, and they're all waiting outside to find out what you're going to do. So you guys remember, like, you were sent to this village, to the village of Jablano, by your handler. You're all members of a group called the Harpers. You're like kind of like the Secret Service in the Forgotten Realms. You kind of go around fighting evil and come into conflict with these like other organizations. So like there's other sort of like evil cultists and stuff that you fight. And your handler, this gnome named Dimble, he told you to meet him here in the village in Jablano. But before you got to go to the meet, you found the inn and you were resting there. You're going to meet him tomorrow morning. All this stuff happened. So Dimble is somewhere out in there in the village. The villagers are all panicky. They want to know who attacked their village and who you people are, why you're so important, and they're all waiting for you outside of the inn to talk to you. So what do you guys want to do?
Where are we? I forgot. I mean, because Skip has some memory issues. He's
Right,
completely like
man.
yeah.
Zanzel just kind of like looks over towards Skip and takes a long draw of his pipe and looks over at Mirak. Did he just have this cloak appear? Like, is it fully fashioned?
He made it. He's been working on it while he's
man.
recovering.
I skinned that guy.
So
Okay.
Zenzel, are you the Are you the leader of our group? I forgot who's our leader. You seem with your pipe like you know what you're doing.
I like take the pipe out of my mouth and start coughing. Inspector Duck, that was some strong stuff. I just kind of like look over at Skip. I'm like, oh yeah, well, kind of. What? If you want me to lead, I can. Me and Inspector Duck and Captain Helgar.
I would trust a man like you, I think. And I sit and I carefully watch you.
I look kind of over at Isaac and Okami as well in Morocco. I'm like, what about you three? Do you agree with this?
And I'm like, what? I was busy getting poppy seeds. I have no idea what.
Poppy seeds? Where did you find poppy seeds out here in the middle of the fire?
In the forest?
Wait, I found them in the forest when
Wow.
we were coming here. I put them in my bag.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I just give.
To Zanzel,
Injured?
What? Yeah, I'll
Um,
take a poppy seed.
I'll have one of those.
I take a poppy
Zenzel,
seed.
do you share that pipe? I haven't smoked tobacco in a long time.
I like take the long pipe and hand it to.
Oh, thank you.
Be careful. It's
It's
the
good. Whoa.
stickiest you've ever.
Oh, what kind of what kind of
Inspector
tobacco
Duck
is that?
knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
That duck.
What are we? I kind of like look around to the rest of the people. And I'm just like, what are we doing now? What? Hello?
Well, all I know is that setting fire to an inn is a federal offense, and we need, if there's any more that have committed this arson, we need to bring them to justice as well.
Are you like Mr. Rick Grimes here right now?
Yes.
He's the chair.
He has to tell.
Yeah.
He has
I'm a
to,
druid in a bear cloak with a country accent. That's me, man.
That's how I do. Don't judge.
And he reminds me of Rick Grimes.
So there's you guys can hear from inside. You can hear the crowd like outside, kind of like talking to each other. And then there's like a sharp knock on the door, and the old sage, the priest that runs the temple, looks at you like, are you expecting someone? And gestures for someone to go and open the door.
I continue smoking.
Okay.
Captain Helgar, please open the door.
All right, Captain Helgar goes to the door. He opens the door. You can hear the crowd getting kind of like riled up outside, and then two people come in into the temple. One of which you recognize, the other you don't. One of them is your Harper contact, your gnome friend Dimble, and he's with a human. Looks like just like a peasant kid, like he's maybe like 14. And the two of them come inside. And Dimble seems happy to see that you're all alive. He looks injured, like he's got one arm like bandaged, and he's got a sword in his belt. You know, Dimble's like a pretty good fighter. And he comes in and he says, "Oh, thank the gods you survived that. I didn't expect that the agents of the cult would find us so quickly. What happened?"
I don't know. The building was on fire, and we just know it was on fire. It's kind of weird.
Oh,
and it fell over.
Yes, thank you. It fell over.
It almost smushed this old man.
Oh yeah, it was not fun.
Skip almost died. It's true.
the roof fell in the building. Everything was a disaster. 2 people jumped out of the window, and there are these crazy people that
And we killed them all.
that were wearing leather
And black.
and black, and there's this bear that I just one-shot killed.
So Isaac takes the time to obviously talk up like the portion where he's like, by the way, I also got this bear in the eye with an arrow on
Nice.
fire.
So so Dimble says, he's like, well, I knew there was a reason that I hired you for this. And he says to you, those men that you fought, they're agents of the Cult of the Dragon. I've been tracking them. This village was just their last stop before they reached their location. And he says, I've been trying to find them, and that's what I needed your help for. This boy, and he points to the kid, and he's like, he says he knows where they are. And the kid kind of like shyly like comes up and looks at you, you guys. And he's trying not to stare at the bear cloak or like the enormous wolf creature, and he seems really like unnerved. And the gnome is like, go on, Engelbart, tell him what you know. And the kid's like, don't call me Engelbart. Ugh. And then he looks at you as a group, and he's like, those cult men. Me and my brother were out in the woods. We saw them digging. There's a pit. I think they're digging up dragon bones. I could take you there if you want.
Yeah.
Dragon bones? I haven't
Digging
seen
up dragon
dragons in years.
Let's go dig some dragon. That sounds like it's good.
You know, exhuming a body is against the law, so we should definitely check that out.
Illegal grave robbing.
Marak, we should go for the law. Yep.
I agree.
All right, let's
Take us there.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So Dimble tells you that he's gonna deal with the crowd. He's like, I'll go talk to these folks. Kid, you take our adventurer friends here, and you lead them to this site where you and your brother saw the cult, their activity. And Dimble says to you as a group, he says, be careful. The cult has been increasing their operations in this region, and I fear that they're coming close to unearthing something. When you arrive, there may be foul magic at play, so do be careful. And before you go, he makes sure that everybody is like he hands out like healing potions and stuff to anyone who's hurt. So you all get your hit points back. You essentially get a full rest. You get your spells back for resting in the inn.
I crack my back and I'm like, I feel better.
Yeah, it's a chiropractic potion. You
Yeah.
pour it on. A little tiger balm up in there. Yeah, so he warns you that, you know, the cults, they're going to be more dangerous when you go to this site. So, you know, approach carefully. And Engelbart looks like he's trying really hard not to be scared. He's trying to be tough for the adventurers, especially because there's this like kid that's younger than him that's obviously a way bigger badass. So he's like trying to make a good showing of. He's like, yeah, no, I'm an adult. It's fine. Yeah, so he leads you. Just sort of you leave as it's dawn is coming, and he leads you off into these woods that are to the northeast. So if you want to get there, like, why don't somebody roll a survival roll? Somebody does survival. Someone else can help if they want.
Somebody besides me.
Not Ryan.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Minnie has +4 survival, and he's also a ranger, so he's like a natural explorer.
Sure.
And he's also a
He's also
kick-ass
mini wheat, so
roller
he rolls
today.
really well.
Yeah.
Like bombing it.
And I'm like, hey, don't worry, because I'm the one who can protect these ones, because I am the one who one hit KO'd that guy.
Yes, we've heard. Yes,
Indeed.
yes. I wonder how many times that'll come up today.
So, Isaac, have you?
23!
Yes!
So, have you, Isaac? Have you been to these woods before? So this is a particular forest. It's called the Snakewood. Have you been here before? Has your character been to the Snakewood?
Yes, I actually have. I've been to many forests.
All right, so this is one of many forests you're familiar with. Okay, so the Snakewood, you know, do you have the history skill there, Minnie?
History?
Yeah.
Actually,
Actually,
0.
You can roll. Also, Mirak, you can roll if you have history. I mean, even if you don't have it, you guys can both roll.
Just a D20.
Yeah, plus or minus whatever your history. It's going to be based on intelligence.
Oh my goodness.
You finally paid for all these great rolls.
If you're gonna flub a roll, it's an okay
16.
one to do it. Okay, so Mirak, as you enter the woods and you get deeper into them, despite the fact that the sun is coming up, it gets like darker and kind of harder to see as the canopy above you gets thicker. You start to recognize, based on the kinds of trees and the sort of like livestock you're seeing, you recognize that it's the Snakewood, and you know that. It's said that sometime in the ancient past, like several thousand years ago, the Snakewood was home to a green dragon, a great green dragon named Erythraxes, and that he ruled this whole area with an iron fist. He was a terrible, terrible creature, and that when he died of old age, he was supposedly buried somewhere under the Snakewood by his servants, by his like kobold servants. So the clues you're getting are starting to piece together, right? If the kid said that he saw them digging something up, the cultists are probably trying to get Erythraxes' bones unearthed. So the woods, they're called the Snakewoods because they're home to all kinds of strange serpent creatures. So something to be aware of.
Right.
Do you want to do you share that information?
I absolutely would. I think that probably what they're exhuming is the body of an ancient dragon named Erythraxes, and that is certainly against the law. Exhuming ancient dragons, that's one of the first laws that we wrote in the books, so we need to put a stop to this immediately.
Yeah, I agree.
My law is never destroy nature unless if you really have to.
Well, this is destroying nature. They're digging.
That's a great law as well. I agree.
That's a good one. I think they're also breaking that rule.
And plus, I also know these woods because I used to camp here with
2 years ago, way back in the day for him.
Yeah. 2 whole years. Okay, cool. So yeah, this is familiar territory to you. So with the kid, with Engelbart, and with with Isaac leading you through the woods. You get deeper and deeper into the woods, and you hear, before you see it, you hear the sounds of like talking and like digging and stuff, and eventually you come to the edge of a clearing where down below you can see what's very clearly an excavation site. So all of the trees in this area have been hacked down and pulled up. Kind of looks like Saruman's, looks like Isengard in Lord of the Rings, where it's all like flat and desolate and dug down deep into the ground. There's a big pit. There are several black canvas tents around the edge of the pit, and you can see people moving around on the like ladders and stuff, going up and down into this pit. JP, if you want to clear the drawing, I can drop another new one in there for you.
Sure. Done.
Okay. So nope, don't need a rectangle. Thanks. Why would I ever need a rectangle? Okay, so this is like the edge of the woods. So you guys are coming in from some random direction. You're like here. So you're at the edge of this like wooded cover. All the area in here is all carved up. And then there's a couple of tents that are more square than I'm drawing them. And then there's this big pit. And the pit is kind of like a strip mine in that it's like layered like this. And then there are a number of like ladders leading up and down from the pit. So there's like a ladder here. There's a ladder that goes down further. And then
We're at the red X.
yeah, you guys are over here. And from here you can see maybe like 5 or 6 people. Like it's a small site. There's not a lot of people around, but it's also quite early in the day, so people are probably still sleeping. The people you can see, they're dressed in black, but they're not dressed like ninjas, that like the ones that attacked you. They're wearing black, but they have their cloaks off and their shirt sleeves rolled up, and they seem to be mostly human and dwarven. And there's lots of like excavation equipment lying around, picks and that kind of thing.
Can I use like a sense of smell and perception to like find out about how many people are in this area?
Yes, absolutely. You could totally do that.
Okay. So
Nice.
it says the work has advantage on wisdom checks that rely on hearing or smell.
Mm-hmm.
So
you make 2 perception checks and just keep the one you like best.
I see. Okay. And that would be perception is based off wisdom. Oh, so 0. Okay. That one didn't do so hot.
Oh,
All right.
So
Um,
Hold
So
on.
you-
Wait.
So
what?
you smell the air, and you can smell like the scent of humans, but it's all overpowered by this kind of like acrid like chlorine smell that's permeating the ground and the trees, and you recognize that smell. That's the way a green dragon smells.
Okay.
Yeah.
I smell dragon.
I'm like, I am like ready to pull out one of my short swords if I have to.
Okay. What are we gonna do?
We're not at night, right? This is during the day.
Yeah, it's daytime. It's probably like 8 in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's all shadowy here. Like you're in dim light because there's no like you guys have tree cover. The sun is shining down through on this area, but
I look at Marak and I'm like, Detective, where should we go? You're clearly the lead investigator on this case.
Well, I think this is the place. I mean, this looks like a dig site to me.
Yeah, I would have thought that 6-year-old would figure that out as well. This clearly is the place. I was asking for more information than that.
Well, I guess we could head on down and see who's leading this dig. See if we can find some perpetrators down here.
All right, you should be the one to lead.
I'll lead.
Down
I'm
there.
just
walk
man.
down there.
I had a near-death experience back there, and
I
I'm
know.
a little.
Captain Helgar really gave you a ring, I know.
But you can camouflage yourself with your cloak, your bear cloak. I think that's a good strategy
You could walk
here.
down on all fours as a bear. It might work.
Yeah, it's like we
I
have
mean-
2 bears with us. Right?
I mean, like, okay, sure. So yeah, they could see you, but I feel like, oh hey, it's a bear is just as alarming as oh hey, it's a person. Oh, don't worry, that's just a big floppy bear. We
Jack,
don't. That's
I
don't
leave
worry
it up
about
to
that.
you.
And then I'm like, and I'm wearing like camouflage.
Yeah. I mean,
Where's
if-
Isaac? Has anyone seen him? I haven't. He's missing.
Like the bad guys aren't like that smart enough to see me in camouflage.
You might. I mean, you are camouflaged. Do you have the stealth skill, Isaac?
Yeah, I think he's natural. Well, maybe that's only in forest, but this is technically still a part of the forest, right?
Sure is. Yep.
Yeah,
I'm also wearing
stealthy
a
at normal pace.
hat,
Yeah.
so I can hide in the bushes and there'd be like
They'll just think it's a tiny zebra shaped like a hat, I guess.
shaped like a fedora.
Yeah.
Yes, he does have stealthy at normal pace.
Okay. Yeah. So if you'd like to try and sneak up, you could.
I could also pretend I'm lost because I'm basically lost.
Yes, that's an alternate form of subterfuge you could definitely take too.
All right. Do you want me to do that, guys? And then I start moving up.
Okay, yeah. So why don't we try to stealthily move to this first tent mini?
Okay.
Yeah.
You gonna do that?
And I like
Okay, so what would
like a ninja.
what would he roll here?
So just roll stealth. So it's
that's
your-
a skill stealth.
Yeah, D20 plus whatever your stealth skill bonus is.
+3. Yeah, +3. Okay. D20 +3. Sorry.
Oh, Ryan, I think you're muted if you were trying to.
Oh.
Say what?
Oh,
Okay.
never mind. Someone said you were muted.
Oh.
All right. So, Skip, are you also gonna just like wander out there? Are you gonna provide distraction or?
Skip.
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to. Hold on. Let me see that map. So he's moving towards this one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna move towards this one, but not next to him, so that if they spot me, they don't see him, you know.
Okay.
So I'm like moving, like a little bit lost and confused, and pretending to be an old man because that's basically what I am. I'm like, huh? I'm just like wandering around.
Pretending to be what you are.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. So, Isaac, you sneak up to the tent, and then Skip wanders out into the open, just kind of doddering around. And there's a dwarf nearby. He's gathering some stuff out of a crate, and he sees you, and he turns around and looks, and
like-
kind of seems
I'm
like
like-
surprised.
Sir, what is going? Where am I? I'm lost.
He kind of like hefts his pick up on his shoulder and looks at you menacingly, and he's like, "What are you doing here, old man?"
I think I woke up in the forest and I don't know what happened. And help me, sir. Do you have water?
He kind of walks up to you and stares you down. Are you armed? Do you have like a weapon on you?
No,
No. Okay.
I just don't care. Or maybe
Alright.
like hold on, maybe a little.
You might have a
dagger.
staff or something.
Yeah, maybe like a.
Maybe
Yeah,
just
actually, I have a. Oh wait, yeah, I have something like some light, non-threatening thing. You know, like...
Okay. All right. Well, he grabs you by the shoulder, not like really rough, but like firmly, and he's like, "Yeah, all right, old man, come here." And he like takes you towards the sort of tent on the south end there. And he's like, "We'll get you some food and water, and I'll talk to the boss, see what we're gonna do with you."
Oh, the boss. That's very nice. What's the name of the boss?
He's like, "That's none of your business.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You'd be best just to shut up from here." And he leads you over to the tent. And inside this tent, there's like a long table with a bunch of like dirty dishes on it and some benches. It looks like the remnants of breakfast. And they have there's a guy there like cleaning up the dishes. And he like plops you down on the bench and he's like, "Sit down, don't make a lot of noise. I'm going to get the boss." And he leaves the tent.
Which tent?
The one down at the bottom here.
Okay.
This one.
Okay.
Yeah, that
And there's
bottom.
only one guy in the room with me?
Yeah, just you and this guy in an apron who's just like, he's got a big basket and he's like scraping plates into
So
it.
that's 100% a cook.
It could very well be, yeah.
Alright.
He's got an apron on.
Sir, do you have something to eat? I'm hungry. I've been here days. I think. I don't know. I'm completely lost.
He kind of scowls at you and he's like, I think I got a sandwich here for you. And he like digs around in the like used food and pulls up like a half-eaten kind of soggy, like he threw it in with some like beer or whatever, soggy sandwich, and like throws it on the table in front of you. He's like, you can eat that.
That is perfect. And I just start like.
Oh my god, gross. All right. Okay, cool. So you're chowing down on the gross sandwich. What's everybody else doing out in the woods or sneaking up behind the tent?
I want to be following, but from like kind of a safe distance. I'm not that sneaky. I'll try
Okay.
and blend in best I can.
Okay, yeah, you can make a stealth roll too.
Okay. What do we roll for it?
Stealth should be a skill. You should have a bonus to it there.
It's next to all your stats, Ryan.
Oh, okay.
At the bottom.
Kind of.
+2 stealth. Okay.
So yeah, d20 plus 2.
So you have like 2.
Oh, you're like very invisible. Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Very
yeah, so-
invisible,
And
Adam.
this.
So
Yeah.
so Zanzel and Okami and I guess that's it. You guys are still in the woods here. Okay, so you see the dwarf come out of the like mess tent and start walking across to the tent that that Mirak and Isaac are hiding behind. He goes inside, and the two of you can hear a short conversation that's happening inside the tent. Do either of you speak Draconic?
I don't see.
I don't think so.
Bottom left are your languages.
Common, Dwarfish, and Orcish. Nope.
Wait, I'm
How about you, Mirak? What language?
Oh, actually, I do speak Draconic.
Goblin.
Okay. All right. So Zanzel, you're not close enough to understand to hear the conversation, but so there's a short conversation between this dwarf and another person. They're speaking in this like strange, like rasping language, and then the front of the tent opens, which is down at the south side here, and the dwarf comes back out with another guy, and this guy, instead of being wearing like just like black whatever henchman clothes, he's wearing green scale armor. And he's got a black cloak over top of it, and he's holding his helmet. He's got like a helmet with like dragon wings on it. He's holding it under his arm, and he's human. He looks to be kind of in his like mid-30s. He's pretty like muscly, and he's definitely the guy in charge. Like
Wait, I can tell he's muscly from his armor?
Yeah, he's huge.
Oh, okay, he's big.
Yeah, he's a big dude. Big muscly neck. That's what you can see.
Okay.
What kind of armor does he have?
Well, you can't see him, but
I know.
he's wearing scale armor.
Okay.
And he walks out, and when he does, any of the other workers either like clear a path or like won't make eye contact with him. Like they're obviously afraid of this guy. He's the boss. So he walks out, and he's kind of making a path this way to go and interview their new friend.
Okay, and who sees this guy besides me?
Yeah, anyone who's in the woods, so Okami and you, and then Isaac and Mirak can hear him leave the tent. You can hear his armor kind of jingling as he walks by.
Okay, I just sit there and smoke my pipe. I
Okay.
don't really do anything.
Sure.
Just kind of waiting.
Okay.
I think that's the guy.
So so he pulls the tent open and comes in, and you're still eating your sandwich.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, sometimes, but with all the smoking of the pipe, I'm pretty hungry.
Okay. he walks over and slaps the sandwich out of your hand.
Oh.
Ow!
And he reaches down, he grabs you and like picks you up because you're light, right? He picks you
Yeah.
up and like
My
stares.
legs like this.
Yeah, he stares at you and he's like, "Who sent you?" and like throws you down on the table.
What do you mean? Who sent me? I'm lost. I just woke up in the forest and here I am. Who are you? Why are you hitting me?
He reaches under his cloak and he takes out this knife. It looks like it's made out of, instead of being made out of metal, it's made out of like bone. It's like a curved knife. And he like kind of gets up on the table and pins you down and points the knife at you. And he's like, yeah, he's like, "Who sent you?"
Oh, young man, I'm way too old and I have no memory to be afraid of being threatened. This is not going to be effective on me. You should switch strategy. I have no idea where I am.
So straightforward with him. All right, he's like, "I don't have time for this. We have to finish the excavation." And he turns to his friend and he's like, "Take him out back and kill him." And he
What?
leaves,
No,
he leaves,
no,
he leaves the
no.
tent. And the dwarf is like cracks his knuckles and like starts approaching you.
Okay, hold on. I cast Can I
Do we
cast
hear
something?
this from the outside,
Yes.
by the way?
Yeah, you totally do. Sure.
Okay.
Okay. I cast shield on myself.
Okay, you want to cast shield on yourselves?
Yeah.
All right. So when you start casting a spell, that's probably a good time to roll for initiative.
Alright.
It's true.
I want to go into action, so can I roll as well? Initiative?
Yeah, everybody can, and then we can go from there.
It's me and Okami that are sitting up on the hill together, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Is 3.
Good job.
Is
Brian.
low
I
better?
have
Oh, high is.
Oh, hi, Spider.
Got a 16.
Oh, you rolled a 1? Oh, great.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a,
Right, just like yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question regarding the initiative in the 5
Yes.
in the new edition. Is it never changes basically, right?
Yeah, you just keep
So you
using
just
the
roll
same one.
once
It's
and-
yeah, it's just an order.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Wait, can I just like peek into the tent that I'm by?
Yeah, you can on your turn. Okami, what'd you get?
A 12.
Isaac,
I got a 16.
16. Okay, Mirak.
1.
I like. Yeah, you're gonna leap into action. Zanzel, what'd you get?
17.
All right, Skip.
10.
10. Okay.
Well, Ryan, you got a 3 because it's plus your dex, right? For
Yeah,
initiative.
he's still last though. If you
Yeah,
rolled a
I'm going
natural-
last.
You rolled a natural 1, you're at the bottom of the list. All right.
Gotcha.
Zanzel, you are first. You see the guy emerge. You hear him just say, like, take him out back and kill him. And then he emerges from the tent, and then you can go. You're at the top of the list.
So the only guy I see is that person emerging from the tent?
Yes. Yeah. Well, you can see Isaac, and, like, you can see your friends, everybody except Skip.
I'll just kind of like hold action until I see what everyone else is doing.
Okay.
I don't want to just act out.
All right. Isaac, what would you like to do?
I see the guy and I'm like, hey, what is he doing? So I get kind of suspicious. So I'm like, so I get my bow, and I get an arrow. I find some kind of poison on the ground. Put it on the arrow
Yeah.
and then set the arrow on fire, and it makes this like greenish luminous flame. A turquoise flame. So I decide to shoot that.
All right, you're
That's usually what I do when I feel suspicious too. I poison and light an arrow on fire
Yeah.
and shoot it at the most
Grab the
close
nearest
person.
poison bush, and you're good.
Yeah.
All right, okay. So here's what we're gonna do. So you can there's like bushes and junk around. That's fine. You can make a medicine skill check, and if you can get 15 or better, you can poison your arrow, and then on the next turn you can shoot your poison flaming arrow at this guy if you want to.
okay. Okay, so you're gonna use turn to poison your arrow, Minnie. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that would be
So
a.
DC 15 medicine check.
Okay, so you have to have a 15 or better, Minnie.
Okay. All right. So you find some berries that you think might be poisonous and just smear them on the arrow, but they're not actually poisonous. You can still shoot them on your next turn though.
Okay.
So
Like a slimy, sticky.
yeah, it'll be extra gross.
You will
Yeah.
definitely be like, God, I need like some
it's
paper
like
towel
a
to wipe the
wax.
stickiness.
It's
Anybody
like
have a wet nap?
It's
All
like
right.
a waxy
Okay.
berry.
Okay, cool. Waxberry arrow. Okami, what do you want to do?
So I guess seeing Isaac sort of readying an arrow and Zanzel holding action, I'm also going to hold action for this round.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna hold 2. Skip, what do you want to do? You got a dwarf that's about to try to grab you.
Can I change whatever I said? I said it was.
Yeah, I mean, you said you were gonna cast shield, but it's your
Yeah.
turn, so you can do whatever you want.
All right. I'm gonna do. He's not wearing any armor, right?
No.
I'm just gonna do Ray of Frost on him.
Sounds good.
So just D20 plus 5. Oh, shitty.
Okay, so you blast him, the ray of frost at him. He dives out of the way. Everybody outside, you see a blue beam like shoot through the roof of the tent and just like blast up into space.
Like a beam that looks like Dover Kingfisher dying.
I have no idea. You just said it.
Big blue lasers.
Yeah. Big lasers.
Okay, do you want to move, Skip? You want to try and run for it? He hasn't grabbed you yet, so.
Oh, he hasn't, and I still have an opportunity. Yeah, I start to run away.
Okay, do you want to try and run past him, like out the door, or do you want to run out the other end of the tent?
The other end of the tent.
Okay.
Which would
so
be
let's get everybody
here,
out.
right? I guess.
Yeah. So Skip, you are right here, and then Isaac is here, and Mirak is behind him, and then Zanzil and Okami are here, and then Bad Dude. Let's get color for him somewhere. So the armor guy, I'll put an A here. That's him, and there's a dwarf inside. Okay. There's also some other people around, but at the first sign of violence, they seem to have like fled. Okay, so Skip, you're done. Seeing that a fight is gonna like break out, the things are happening. The dude in the armor puts his hands together and starts chanting. And in front of him on the ground, like a black circle appears. And from it, just like up out of the ground, crawls this weird kind of blobby. It looks like a person if a person was made out of wax and they melted. So its face is all drippy and it's got these like beady red eyes, and it climbs up out of this little portal the guy has created. So that little demon creature is right here. So I will roll initiative for it, and it'll get to act next turn. And it is crap, so it got a 3. Good job. Okay. Cool. So that was his action. The dwarf is going to try and run after Skip. So he comes running out the back of the tent. He's like, "Come here, you!" and like tries to grab you. So he's gonna attack you. And your armor class, Skip, is 12, right?
Yeah.
That totally is. Okay. Cool. So this guy's got a +0. No, you're too slippery. He grabs you, but you manage to get away. So he's just like chasing you around, trying to
I'm like
get
running
you.
around him like.
Some Benny Hill music playing. Mirak, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
All right, so I see this dwarf attacking Skip, and I wanna run up to it, and I'm gonna shout, "Assaulting the elderly is a crime!" And I want to hit it with my scimitar.
Okay, so he's a little out of range for your scimitar to like run all the way there. Do you have a missile weapon or something to throw at him? Because you can kind of get to about here in one turn.
Okay, what if I casted jump and then attacked?
Maybe. Let's take a look.
Can I leap at him?
That sounds like a cool plan. Yeah, you know what? I am not even gonna bother looking it up. If you're willing to cast jump, then you can make a dexterity check, and if you succeed, I'll let you attack him. You just jump on him.
Let's do this.
All right, man. So just DC 10 dexterity.
All right.
Yeah.
21. We pass.
All
Nice.
right. Flying bear
Finally.
attack.
Sick. And I
All
hit
right.
him with my scimitar.
All right, roll your attack.
21. Yeah.
Woo!
Well done.
Finally.
Okay. So roll damage.
Okay. Actually, haven't had to roll damage yet. Let me look it up. D6 plus 2.
Oh my god.
3 damage.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Adam,
All
I like
right.
to make an action when I can.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you can go now if you want, because it's the end of the turn. So.
Well, I don't know how this is going to work, but we just got a $500 donation, which means I've got a boat now, a land boat specifically.
Sick.
Boat?
So, Adam, what
But what?
do I just have? I'm waiting on this hill, and a land boat just appears to my left, out from the forest. Like what?
Yeah, I mean, it could just pull up, or it could fall from
That's
the
why
sky.
I was waiting?
Or yeah, you're just waiting for your ride. However you'd like this boat to appear, the boat gods deliver it unto you.
Okay. Does it have a crew?
Sure, yeah. They're duck people though. It's a crew of duck people. So. Yeah.
Okay. So I turn to
Duh.
inspect a duck, and I'm just like,
Yeah. Quack face killer. Duckwan.
I turn to inspect a duck and say,
Quacking man.
please go tell Duck Juan to ready the boys.
All right. So Inspector Duck flies up onto the deck of the ship and begins quacking orders to the rest of the crew.
Great.
Okay, so let me just draw in your enormous boat that's just appeared out of nowhere. So there's like a boat here now.
That's
Perfect.
that I'm
Take your
thinking
boat.
about.
You can't see it, I don't think.
Also, being that this is a land boat, there are 100 duck-sized horses that are pulling it.
All right, okay, cool. So there's like a cloud of ducks around,
Yep.
Wait, is
or
the
duck-sized
boat
horses.
like ducks?
Yes, ducks of
It's being pulled by them. Okay, let me make a little duck cloud. So there's like duck-sized horse cloud over here.
Yep.
They're all waiting. They're
And
waiting on your
Raekwon
horses.
is a horse-sized duck.
Right, of course.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Do you want to take an action there, Okami?
Yeah, this just pulls up next to you.
Yeah.
I just pass you the pipe. I'm just like, here you go.
They're a little like, what the? I sort of do that weird thing that dogs do. Like maybe you get a new couch or you get a new toy. They look at it and then they look at like their master. So I'm like looking at and then I'm looking at Zanzel and I'm looking at the boat and I'm looking at Zanzel. I'm sort of looking at the boat and looking at Zanzel like, am I supposed to get on this thing?
You're going to the vet.
If you'd like to, it can accommodate.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump on this thing, getting ready because I assume
Okay.
make a grand entrance.